Previous videos we've shown how you can create a simple form view that looks like this over here, and you can see that as we navigate the list, the form view gets populated, but the appearance of the form view here is extremely bland. So in this video we're going to show how you can start dressing up the HTML for the form view to make the form itself look more attractive. So the concepts that we'll be introducing are the concept of the template that is used for each control in the form, and you can define the template at both the system level and also at the individual control level. So the template that is defined at the system level applies to every field if there's no override defined at the field level. So let's go back now into design mode and go into this the form builder here. We'll go over to form properties, and at the form level, at the individual field level, you'll see there's a property here called template. So basically there you can see there's this field has a template property, but for now we're going to ignore that property and go to the form properties, and you can see here that in the form properties there's something called the default template. So I'm going to go ahead here and click OK, and here we can define the HTML for the default template, or we can go ahead here and choose a sample template. So I'm going to basically choose field label above the field, the label size set to 75% of the data size, and basically a box around the data control so that it looks like this. So we'll go ahead there and click OK, and you can see that the template for the field has been filled in, and the template contains two generic placeholders: field label, which is the like the actual label of the field, like first name or last name, and then the actual field itself. Both are wrapped in a div, and you can see here's the label being 75% of the field itself. So now let's go ahead and render this and see how it looks. So now when we click over here, we can see that basically each field now is wrapped inside the template, and so basically it looks a lot more like a form. And you can see here that the width is constrained, and that's because the form itself doesn't have a width, so the default width of 2 inches is used. So let's go here and change that to say 5 inches, and then go ahead now and run this. So if we run it now, you can see basically that the form is looking a little bit different, and but it still behaves in exactly the same way. So we've now defined the so-called system template, the default template, but we can go now to an individual field. So let's go here, for example, back into the editor, and now go to the form layout over here, and then let's go to the city field and define its template. And again, we can choose one of the pre-built templates, or we can just create our own template using these individual placeholders. So I'm going to just simply go here and say that I'd just like to put in field with no label. So what I've done here is I've said for the state field, don't bother putting in the label, and then I can just dress it up with any other HTML that I want. So for example, I could go here and say div, put it in its own div, and then go there, close the div, and then go to this div and say style border solid 2 pixel red. So there we've basically gone and made a subtle change to the template for just one of the fields. So we'll go ahead now and click OK, save this, and then go over to working preview. So now when I run this, you can see that there's first name, last name, city, but the state field doesn't have a label, and you can see that we have the red border around it now. So what we've shown over here is that you can set the template at both the system level, at the form level, so that it applies to all of the fields, or at individual field levels, and this is how you can make the form look as attractive as you want, depending on the HTML and CSS that you use. Thanks very much for watching.